What's up, everybody? It's Bear with BearIndependent.com here today for Survival Dispatch. In the rain, in the woods, with a ruck and a rifle and a canoeing cigar because it's sopping wet. Bear, you shouldn't smoke. I know, I got it. Thanks, Mom. Hey, comfort, discomfort, hardship. Let me adjust you. Unfortunately, in the preparedness community, and typically I'd have a little bit of a script, a little 3x5 card with some notes and things we're going to talk about, but this is going to be a little bit more of a stream of consciousness type of thing. Typically in the preparedness community, there's a lot of gadgetry designed around why you need to buy this thing so that when you bug out to the wilderness, man, to survive SHTF, the end of the world as we know it, the zombie apocalypse, the North Korean EMP, and the Russian invasion, blah, 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 blah. Here's how you can be more comfortable when you're out here in the woods by buying products rather than by coming out here and enduring hardship in the moment now while you can, so that you can learn how to be a badass. Not saying that I am, so that you can learn how to be a badass, so that when the time comes, you have the requisite skills and experience to survive the end of the world, man. Not buy a bunch of junk, which you're then gonna throw into your 97-pound, I'm never coming home inch bag, so that you can bug out a quarter of a mile before you twist an ankle and die. And so there's a lot of gadgetry out there designed to get you to click buy now on the internet that's marketed directly to preppers. And I know this because I am contacted regularly. Please to make for you a nice video for knife of crafting bushes, smiley face. We will for sends you money to review with the knife with the video, good thumbs up, please. Yeah, garbage. It's all garbage. Most of it's garbage, I should say. So rather than succumbing to the preparedness clickbait, 15 reasons why the zombies are gonna eat your dog. Shut up with that bull crap. Get out here or wherever you are and go do the things. You need to endure some hardship now, because by doing difficult things, you grow your capacity to endure. First of all, you learn, kinesthetically learn with your hands. There's lots of things that people know in here. Oh, I know, but they don't know here. And I would submit that if you don't know how to do it with your hands, without thinking, you don't know it. This is why we drill things. This is why we do up drills with the rifle. Identify the threat, go. Go, go, go. So that when you need to right now identify the threat, go. You don't think about it. It's called automaticity or muscle memory. Go. There it is, right? Same thing if you train martial arts or anything like that. You don't want to be thinking about basic, what a jab cross hook is. You should know it. You should be able to do it. Can't snap, my hands are wet because it's raining. Hardship. I'm not trying to preach it. I'm just a little worked up right now. I got my blood pressure up a little bit out here, walking around, doing the things. Okay, so enduring that hardship creates opportunities for you to learn, so that the information that you have in your brain becomes knowledge that you can perform without thinking about it, automaticity. You also learn from doing what you need and what you don't need. You need a dry cigar, but you know, improvise, adapt, overcome. Getting back to that 97-pound inch bag. The reason it's 97 pounds is because the person who put that together had not drilled, had not done the things to determine what they needed and what they didn't. And they're carrying literally everything but the kitchen sink on them. Tent, 2 tarps, pack axe, 3 knives, 10 loaded magazines, 20 pounds of food. No water though. Lots of, 97 pounds dry. Lots of water containers, no water. Brand new water filter in the packaging, never been used before. Lots of extra clothes. I believe there was a pair of tennis shoes in there. No maps, no commo, interestingly. on and on and on. And this guy, and I don't mean to pick on him, but his reasoning was, my wife and my kids can't carry this much weight. Homemade gummy bears. So because my wife and my kids can't carry this much weight, I'm just going to suck it up and I'm going to carry this bag. Which is a commendable thought process until you realize your wife and your kids may end up without a dad, because firepower versus mobility, you're carrying 100 pounds on your back, to say nothing of your rifle, or if you're wearing a chest rig with you, or what's on your belt, your line gear in your pockets, your clothing, any of that. This guy could have easily been carrying around 120 to 150 pounds worth of stuff. And most people are not built for that. Okay, so you get into the I'm gonna bug out. To where? To the wilderness. And when you make it a quarter mile and you're completely spent because you're carrying another human on your back, that doesn't work. And so without enduring the hardship to learn kinesthetically and to take that information and turn it into knowledge, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you need. You don't know what you don't need. And you haven't developed the skills to make any of that junk that you bought to appease your comfort actually valuable. You don't know how to use it. I've got a $200 bushcraft knife in this pack behind me. That doesn't mean I have $200 bushcraft skills. Arguably, I have $15 bushcraft skills, okay? Because I don't spend a lot of time out here trying to recreate Abraham Lincoln's log cabin with a 4-inch blade, Scandi grind knife, because I don't intend to live in a log cabin while I'm bugging out. But my point here is, most people equate possession to proficiency. If you buy a badass rifle, now I have badass rifle skills, rather than buying a cheap, perfectly reasonable rifle and then spending the money on training. Hardship, go endure hardship, do hard things. Because while it's comfortable to leave your rifle underneath your bed, not zeroed, it is not effective, right? And so mindset wise, I would submit we as preppers, survivalists, need to get out of the mindset of how do I limit my discomfort on the worst day of my life in the micro. Now, there's big picture stuff here. It's comfortable shifting sides, changing the angle of approach a little bit. It's comfortable to me to know that I have a bunch of food put up to feed the people that I love. It's comfortable to me to know that I can shoulder this pack or any other that I own and walk all day because I've done it before. And that's, what did Babe Ruth say? It ain't bragging if you can do it. And forgive me because I'm brash and loud and terse with my words sometimes. I'm not trying, this is not bravado. It's just because I do these things that I can speak to these things, and I very specifically try not to speak to things I don't do or don't know how to do. For example, you don't see me building a bushcraft debris hut behind me because that's not what I do. And no offense to those that do that. But for the vast majority of people who are very likely watching this in an urban area or suburban area right now, dreaming about when they can come out here when the world ends and assembling their kit meticulously, that I'm going to need this knife, I'm going to get the SE6 and it's got the little can on it that goes in this sheath, and I'm going to put 3 lead weights in there and 24 feet of bank line and some waxed cordage and 3 of this hook and 3 of this hook and 3 of this hook and 5 stick matches. And bro, go do it. Go do it. If all it is a fantasy, you're going to get a swift kick in the nards by reality when you come out here, and the things that you thought you needed aren't the things you thought you needed. And the things that you do need aren't in your pack because you haven't drilled it yet. Getting back to comfort. I'm comfortable knowing that I have a bunch of food that I can feed the people that I love. I'm comfortable knowing that I can provide security for the people that I love. I'm comfortable knowing that I know how to do the things that I have deemed necessary for the extant survival of myself and the people that I love. Because getting back to our working thesis of what preparedness is it's stockpiling material goods coupled with heart set, skill set, mindset to perpetuate normalcy for the people that we love. That's why we're doing this. That's why I'm doing this. It's not a fantasy. I don't want the world to end. I think delivery pizza and cold beer is awesome, man. I'm into that stuff. I can see the fragility of the system. And when the entire world is collectively holding its breath going, I don't know, maybe, just maybe, we should be equipping ourselves mentally, emotionally, spiritually to endure hardship rather than be focused on comfort. And I think if you take this another direction, apply a modicum of stoicism to this. Do I need to sleep on the cold, hard ground? Not necessarily. Is it good if I can? Yes. Is there a middle ground here? Probably. Maybe I should get a foam sleeping pad. That's a good idea for a lot of reasons. Insulates you from the ground, helps get you up a little bit. If you got a back like mine, it'll be better for you than just sleeping on the cold, hard ground. Doesn't weigh a lot. Does take up a good bit of space, but I like the ones that fold up rather than roll up. But anyway, maybe that. But you know what I probably wouldn't bring? Some giant camping cot that I had to duct tape and zip tie to the side of my rucksack that now got me walking sideways all day because I've got 32 pounds of comfort strapped to the side of my pack that's going to eat up time. You know what? And what happens with these gadgets? You don't use them because there's more friction in trying to deploy them and use them than there is in not having them. So, earmuffs, kids. In other words, it's a pain in the ass to use all these gadgets rather than trying to skew so far in the direction of comfort that you miss the whole idea of what's going on here anyway. We're trying to perpetuate normalcy. Now, and forgive me here because like I said, I don't have my little card with all my notes on it. What's normal about bugging out to the woods? Nothing. There's nothing normal about it at all, which is why I advocate strongly that we're not coming out here to build a Shangri-La in the wilderness with our $200, $300, $900 bushcraft knife and my silky saw and my Holtz Brooks axe and this. That's great, man. And if you're into that, go for it. If that's escapism for you, go for it. But understand the practical applicability of that for most people is essentially zero. Because if we're bugging out, okay, we're exfilling, right? If we're doing that, we want to make as much time as possible, which gets back to firepower versus mobility. Do I carry 97 pounds worth of stuff so I'm comfortable? Do I carry 27 pounds of stuff so that I can move and survive? I'm going to skew towards 27, not 97. Firepower versus mobility. You're going to make more time with a lighter load. Bugging out, getting from where things are bad to where things are less bad and or good. And we want to do that as expediently as possible. We want to make as much time as possible. We want to move, bro. Get off the X, get away from where things are bad to where things are good. And so if you've skewed too heavily in the comfort direction, that's going to affect your ability to extract in the first place. So understand, again, the practical applicability of what we're doing here. Why are these skills important? Because you may find yourself in a place like this where it would be nice to have a poncho and a poncho liner and maybe even a wool blanket, depending on what the season is, and a ground pad and probably a ground sheet. That's good to go, man. That is good to go. You don't need the dome tent and the little inflatable pillow thing and the combat deployment tactical cot with it holds 36 Glock magazines and it's got speed loaders on the side of it and it comes with this stealth rainfly thing. You know what I have in the bag of here? I have a hammock, a small hammock. It's awesome. Gets you up off the ground. It's got a fly that goes over it. I've also got a poncho. This time of year, in the environment that I'm in, finding 2 trees to string a hammock in between, not a problem. And it weighs like 3.5 pounds. And it's comfortable. But I know this because I've done it. And so I don't mean to yell and chastise at you. I'm just passionate about these things because I want you, the normal person on the other side of the screen, to get your head out of the clouds and get down here in the dirt and do the things that you need to do to understand what your balance of comfort versus hardship needs to be so that when things go bad, not if, but when things go bad, you have the confidence in your equipment, you have the familiarity with your equipment, and you have the skills to deploy that equipment in such a way that allows you to perpetuate normalcy for your people, the people that you love. Shout out to Survival Dispatch for letting us play in your sandbox. Y'all rock. This is the premier place for bearded survivalists. I don't know if you've noticed. We appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. I am Bear with BearIndependent.com on YouTube, on the interwebs. Come see us. We appreciate y'all. Bear out.